did a video earlier. I ruffled some feathers. All I was saying is if there's not going to be a separation between church and state, then we need to start taxing the churches. Give up your 501c, start pulling your weight. And I ruffled so many feathers. I got a lot of hate mail, a lot of awful things said to me from God fearing people. I looked at their profiles. Jesus this, the Lord that, God this, Bible verses everywhere, calling me all sorts of terrible things. One man told me that I was an evil bitch and that this country was founded by the grace of God. Honestly, I think you've never read a book or got on the Google machine, because this country was built on the genocide of the people that lived here before the boat folks came over, and then on the backs of the people you stole from Africa to bring over here and work. That's what this country was founded on. Don't try and make it sound like it was a glorious thing, because if you're saying that, you're saying God said wipe out the Native Americans and then bring over the Africans and treat them like animals. Is that what your God's about? I don't want nothing to do with him or her or whatever you call it. So I had another nice lady did a stitch with me. She took part of what I said and she elaborated. And she said, you know, Jesus paid his taxes. Remember that verse? Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's. So she agreed with me for the most part. And I want to tell you something. I'm not picking on the Christians. I'm not. There's more than one religion in this country. Okay? And around the world, everyone thinks their religion and their God is the one true religion and the one true God. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's more than one God to people. And when you tell them you're wrong, you're telling them everything they've learned since they were a child is wrong and their life has been a lie. You can't do that to people. You need to let people figure out stuff on themselves and stop regurgitating everything you've been force-fed since you were a child. I had another guy tell me I was going to hell and going to burn forever. If heaven is filled with people like you, I don't want to go there. How about that? So anyway, oh, you know, we did come to this country to escape the tyranny from the church, to have religious freedoms. And those laws have been written down in the history books for a long, long time. This is how it is, religious freedom. But do you know that the people that were already here, the natives, the indigenous folks, they weren't even allowed to practice their own religion until 1971? You might want to look that up. You might want to read about the Spanish Inquisition, where people were told, convert or die. And babies were snatched out of their mother's arms and smashed onto rocks. And pregnant women had their babies cut from their wombs. And old men and old women were mutilated. Women were raped. Men were beaten to death and taken as slaves. That's the true shit that happened in our country. So before you come at me sideways and want to give me a hard time, you need to look at yourself. Anyway, puff tough. Love you long time.